Alright, so I decided to do a top 9 list because, to be honest, I swear to you, I looked through like all the movies I'd seen this year, just awful movie list. I couldn't pick like 10. And yeah, I'm just gonna go with my top 9. It's really a top 10 once you see what number 1 is, but let's start with number 9, Moonfall. Moonfall was an interesting one because all these I saw in theaters, or at least on streaming or whatever. This one I did not. I bought it on Blu-ray and I watched it at home. I hate this movie not because it's like super bad. It's kind of watchable. It's a stupid disaster movie. If you like normal Roland Emmerich movies, it's fun, I guess. I think where I get mad about this movie is you got this dude who decides to come out and trash Marvel and be like, "Hey, you guys just make the same old shit," and then he makes the same old shit, and it's like it's worse than what Marvel makes. If you think about it, like the filmmaking here, the writing here, the script writing, it's all worse than Marvel. And so you're just like, man, you're a douchebag and you made a shitty movie. Sorry. And then you're gonna get to number 8, which is Paws of Fury. This is the worst animated movie I saw all year. Out of all the ones have seen, I have not seen Minions: The Rise of Gru. If that's worse, just imagine that's in this spot. But I did not watch it because I will never support anything Minions related ever again. So, Paws of Fury is terrible. It's a remake of a better classic movie, and the reality is this: it was never going to be as good as that movie. Blazing Saddles, one of the best comedy movies ever made. It didn't need to be better than that movie. It just needed to be really funny and fun for like kids and stuff. And it wasn't really funny for kids. There's a couple smart jokes for adults that worked, but overall, this was just a boring, bland remake of a better classic with some decent Samuel L. Jackson voice acting. Number 6, Morbius. Some of you might be like, "What the shit? Why is this not at number 1?" Morbius is. Here's the thing. I've seen Morbius a couple times. It's fine. It's really bad, but like it's most bad superhero movies I would say are somewhat watchable. So I feel like it's mean putting this one at number 1 because it's also this film's been picked on a lot. And honestly, I would watch this movie again more than the other movies coming up. So number 6 is Don't Worry, Darling. Don't Worry, Darling is an interesting movie to me because this is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I loved Olivia Wilde's previous film Booksmart, and I love Chris Pine and Florence Pugh, and this was dog shit. It was unbelievably bad, and this is a movie that I gave a somewhat nice review to. I mean, I was still mean and kind of trashing on the movie, but the more this movie sat with me, it's just not it's just not palpable. This film is dog shit. It gets worse the more you think about it. The themes are not really as interesting or profound as the director thinks they are, and it's just a mess of a movie. Whether you talk about the production issues or just the fucking movie itself. Number 5, Firestarter. This is the worst horror movie of the year, without a doubt. I think all of you forgot this movie came out this year, and there's a reason for that. So that's number 5. Number 4, the Pinocchio Disney remake. It's a Disney remake. That's all I need to say. Like, I don't really need to go into why. So, number 3, Amsterdam. Man, this is another one that was on my anticipated list of the year. Trailers had me hyped up. The cast was great. This was just a jumbled mess of a confusing script and dialogue, and just the movie just did not work and was pretty bad. So there's that. And then number 2 is Mac and Rita. Mac and Rita is probably the worst of the year. Like, it should be number 1, but there's 2 movies at number 1 that I think are just slightly worse than this movie on a filmmaking level, not in what they're trying to do. This movie has a 7-year-old woman kissing a dude in his 30 or 40s, and none of them see what's wrong with it. There you go. That's all you need to know why you never need to watch this movie. Number one is 20,000 Mules, or 30,000 Mules, or whatever piece of shit, and that Joe Biden movie. I don't even know the name of it. It was My Son Hunter or some shit. Those are at number one because without having to watch those films, you know they're full of disinformation, lies, whatever. You cannot. I've tried, honestly, to search up honest reviews for those movies, but the only people I've reviewed them are right wingers who automatically already believe what's in the film. They're dangerous pieces of shit. And I'm also going to put the documentary What is a Woman on the same list because these are all films made to spread lies, disinformation, and hurt our country and divide them even more. These people who made these films are incredibly dangerous people. And honestly, none of these films should be seen. I know the Hunter Biden one has not been seen by a lot of people because of the fact that, well, they try to hype that movie up during midterms and be like, well, it's gonna make all the lefties wet their pants, and it didn't work out the way they wanted, and it failed, and it died, and yeah, I mean, because most people don't give a shit about that stuff, and it doesn't really matter. It's all lies and not bullshit, and you shouldn't be putting this shit out there. Luckily, we saw with midterms that there were a lot of election deniers that didn't get re-voted into office and other things like that. So there is good change coming to our country. But at the end of the day, there's still a lot of fucking issues, and these films don't help. They lie to people. They hurt people, especially the one about trans people. You know, you think about that Columbia shooting. What inspires a person to go do something like that? It's documentaries and lies like this created by conservative Republican media. I hate to make this video political right at the end, but I'm sorry. There is no list, worst film of the year list. I will upset without these films. Excuse me, at the top of it.